What's good, everybody? This is your daily sports betting brand of record. We call it the Early Edge. We are powered, as always, by the almighty SportsLine, the best value in all sports betting. And it is not close. As you can see, we continue out on the road, our summer caravan, away from the friendly confines. But there's a reason for that. We're on the road for the 3M Open. But before we promote that, we're coming off another solid day at the brand. How about my crew? Buckets 2-0. Grace, Mikey B, everybody. 9-3, a solid day. Now, do not forget, 2 events remaining until the FedEx Cup playoffs live on CBS. But the 3M Open is this week. I'll be on the call on PGA Tour Live, ESPN Plus. And today, as always, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, check us out live for the Early Wedge, our golf show in the Early Edge universe. Me, the counselor, Patrick McDonald, break down everything. JT, Justin Thomas, in the field this week. He's got some work to do. Now, we need your help. We already know we're the best sports betting podcast in the world. We know that, but we want everybody else to know it. I need you to check out the QR code or download the link. Give us a vote. Get us into the finals in the People's Choice Podcast Awards, and then we'll handle business once we get there. But we need your help. Please give us a vote. We'd really appreciate it. Why are we the best? Well, simple. Hashtag the crew. Let's bring in the stars of the show. You know them. You love them. They're all here today. Sniper, Mikey B. And M Squared. Real quick, I would love your thoughts. Saquon Barkley gave in 1 year, $11 million. In your initial mind, does that change anything from a fantasy or betting perspective?
I don't think it changes much there. He is what he is. I think that he's probably got enough smart people counseling him to know that running backs simply do not matter in the NFL. And I think that it's only going to continue in terms of running back values decreasing. So I think he's smart to take a little money.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's 1 year, $11 million. It's only about $900,000 more than the franchise tag. And that $900,000 is in incentives. So basically, he gave in.
Which is what I think they should do. If you think you're that valuable, you should have agents being out there negotiating contracts that are basically even 50% incentive. If you want to prove the value and provide it, go for it.
That's exactly right. Hashtag educate and entertain. I just heard about a Zoom call that all these running backs had to complain about not getting paid. I don't know what they're trying to do, but it's not going to work. You just got to go out, play your 3 or 4 years, and then find a job in TV like what we do. So let's get into it because we got a lot to talk about today. Baseball's busy. Soccer's busy. Of course, check out Galazzo, our 24/7 soccer betting network as well. But it is time when Mikey is on. Mikey, M Squared, Mikey. We know it's time for Chiefs Dog of the Day. So here's where we're going. Orioles, plus 115. They had a very hard-fought victory last night in Philadelphia. The Reds, plus 130 against the Brewers. And then Toronto, slight underdogs. Blue Jays getting it done last night against the Dodgers, 6-3. So, M Squared, we're coming to you first. Which dog are you following to the pay window?
We are leaning on the Baltimore Orioles here, plus 115. I made this one closer to even money, about 49.8%, basically even money, plus 101 on it. I think it should see some market movement on this one to where we close around that even money price point. I think the team is just so good at this point that they continue to be a little undervalued when you get some of these pitching matchups. Taijuan Walker on the mound, someone I have to talk about a little bit. His four-seam fastball, he's dropped the usage on it all the way down to 17% because he cannot have any success with it so far this season. It's been absolutely terrible. I don't think he has a ton of strikeout upside here personally. So I like the Orioles. Put the ball in play. They should not be this big of an underdog.
I will ask you with all the respect in the world, we're talking about four-seam fastballs. Do you want to do the work? I didn't think so. M Squared as always. Thank you very much. Mikey B, I'm coming to you. Which dog are you following today?
Yeah, I'll make it 2 for the Orioles. They're 32-18 on the road this season, so there's no really issue with them playing this game in Philadelphia. They're 7-3 over their last 10 games. Their bullpen's been great. They have the 6th best bullpen ERA in baseball. Neither one of these pitchers are any good. It's Walker against Kyle Gibson, so nothing that stands out in the starting pitching side of things. Give me the better team at plus odds.
All right, so we got 2 for 2. Sniper, floor is yours.
It's a clean sweep. It's the Orioles as well. I love the vibes from this O's team right now. I actually picked them on SportsLine each of the last 2 days. So we're going to ride the wave and go 3 in a row. Look, sometimes in the middle of the season, teams, if they're in a stretch where they've played a lot of games in a lot of days, they'll have these games where it's, they're not necessarily trying to lose. Obviously, they don't think they're going to lose, but they're kind of accepting, hey, if we go out and lose this game, not the worst thing in the world. The Orioles rested Adley Rutschman last night. Cano and Bautista were unavailable out of the bullpen. That was probably one of those games for the Orioles, and they won it anyway. Rutschman will be in the lineup tonight. Cano and Bautista will be available. Take the Orioles.
It was like watching, it was like pulling teeth. The over didn't come in. It was like 4-3. You didn't know what was going to happen. Great point by you. Players sitting out, still getting the job done. All right. Now, I told you guys, every single day, we don't take days off. We haven't taken a day off since December of 2020. There's a reason for that. We want to be the dominant brand across all of not just America, but the world. But in order to do that, my crew has to work not just here, everywhere, especially on CBS Sports HQ.
Get breaking news.
Big news coming out of the NFL today.
Highlights and instant reaction.
The largest final round comeback in tour championship history. We're down to the final four.
I just want to take time to analyze greatness.
Talk winners and losers with a guy who's already a big winner.
CBS Sports HQ. It's all sports all day long.
And it's all early edge all day long. Check out our schedule today. My goodness. Starting at 1 p.m. Eastern time, Chip Patterson and Amazing Grace. Then at 3 Eastern, the Maestro. Then at 6 Eastern, getting you set for the night. Now, all the baseball today is nighttime. So M Squared, Zack Attack, and Chip. And then you want to talk a little live betting? There's nobody better than Zack Attack and M Squared in the 8 p.m. Eastern hour. Now, it's time, because this is one of my favorite parts of the show, because we're now getting into the time of year where really the stars are starting to show out. So let's play a little pick the prop. And here's what we're doing today. Matt Olson. Love us some Matt Olson. Love us some Braves. They've been stumbling just a little bit. They need to get it back going. Matt Olson could be his day. Luis Robert Jr. plus 300, even the Manny Machado. Padres, can you please show up against the Pirates? Damn, what are you doing last night? A couple of our crew members had the Padres on the run line. They got smashed last night. All right, M Squared, where are we going?
I'll go to Matt Olson, but I'll give you a little default. This will be an Austin Riley pick instead of Matt Olson if we do indeed get the left-handed starter here. Probably an opener situation. I know a lot of people are wondering why the Braves game is not on the board at most sports books. It's because the Red Sox have not announced a starting pitcher. I think it's going to be the lefty, Bernardino, I believe the name is. I think he's going to at least start this baseball game. I like Austin Riley. I like Matt Olson if it's not him, and it's a right-handed pitcher for sure. Just an elite hitting environment in Boston. Very rare you get the Braves in a positive park shift, but that's what you have when they visit Fenway here. So give me anyone 1 through 6 on the Braves.
And it's also very rare that we don't get at least one day baseball game, which for those of you that are brand new to our brand, that's M Squared's favorite 2 words in all sports. And I should have noticed as Mikey was talking, guess who came into the chat? Our main man, Buckets. And this is a busy, busy day in soccer. Now, I could go back and forth, but I'm not going to do that because we got to take care of business. If you have a soccer question, put it into the chat. He will answer it in real time. Champions League qualifying, Europa League qualifying, Women's World Cup. There is a ton of soccer out there for you. So Buckets is here. Buckets, thanks for taking the time. All right, now I'm coming over to Mikey B. Which one of these 3 gentlemen, or you can go off the board as well if you choose to, is going to go the yard?
I'll stay on the board, and I'll go with Manny Machado. He's facing the lefty Rich Hill. Machado slugging .517 against lefties this season. He's also better at home in the power department, slugging .485 at home compared to .443 on the road. Rich Hill has given up 13 home runs this season, and all of them have been to right-handed hitters. So as bad as the Padres were last night, I'll take another chance here, and I'll go with Machado to go deep.
Take that chance. He's got to bounce back. 10 years, $300 million. Let's go. All right, Sniper, talk to me.
Yeah, I thought about Machado as well, but the Padres are dead to me at this point, so I just threw Machado off the board there. Luis Robert, Kyle Hendricks, I kind of think that the Cubs are going to take this one, so I avoided that. By process of elimination, we end up with, the leader in home runs in the National League, and Matt Olson. It's in Fenway Park, always a good place to hit. I think Nick Pivetta is going to be the guy who gets length for the Red Sox, and Olson homered off of him last time they faced each other, so we'll go with Olson.
Oh, man. I'm really looking forward to several of these matchups starting tonight. And again, all 15, nighttime. starting at least 6:40 or later. That's why you need to check out CBS Sports HQ. Also, early edge in 5 at 4 p.m. Eastern time. More best bets for the night in sports. Now it's time to get to our board coming up at 9 and 3 day. But before we do that, I got to pay those pesky little bills. What's coming up on CBS?
When you're the FedEx Cup champion, your name's on this trophy forever. This is our season-long race. This is the sought-after trophy when we tee it up, the first event of the season that you think about.
3 tournaments with the world's best golfers battling for the tour's toughest trophy to win, the FedEx Cup. The playoffs begin August 12th on CBS.
I am so fired up for the FedEx Cup playoffs. I will be on the call on the Tour Championship. All right, I love the chat. It's popping. Do not forget, hit that like button for me, please. It really helps the show grow. And also, those of you who are new to our YouTube page, my goodness, the last month, we have exploded because of you. Now, little bonus information. I saw Addison in the chat give us a little nugget. 17-1. Both teams to score no in the Women's World Cup. It has not been an entertaining World Cup, but you still find opportunities. 17-1. Addison, thank you very much. All right, now, whenever your week starts, sometimes you need a little pick-me-up. Sometimes you need to say, you know what? I didn't necessarily want to do that today, but I'm going to. So M Squared. You know the drill. Son, it doesn't matter if my man's doing golf or doing baseball, getting ready for the NFL. He is busy all the time, but he takes the time to come here for you. So if you don't mind, sir, live from Nashville, Tennessee, could you please give it to me?
Yes, Coach. All right, we're headed to the Crosstown Classic. That would be in Chicago here. I like the Cubs tonight. Very much in disagreement with the chat today. Always something I love to see personally. Michael Kopech, someone I want to pick on a little bit. He relies way too much on his four-seam fastball for someone at this point in his career. Typically, when you've got a great fastball, you're going to end up using it around 38 to 43, somewhere in that % of the time, right? He's throwing this four-seam fastball 63% of the time. That's why you've seen such extreme variance from him. He's got a lot of strikeout upside when he's on. He gets absolutely crushed when he is not because he's tipping that pitch. He's throwing it essentially 2/3 of the time here. The weighted on base average on this pitch, 385 is the expected. The average exit velocity up over 90 miles per hour. He's allowed 17 home runs on the 2 pitches that account for 90% of his usage here. On the other side, Kyle Hendricks, no strikeout upside to speak of. However, he does a fantastic job limiting hard contact overall. And a lot of that has to do with his changeup. I don't know if you really want to call it a changeup when it's your most frequently used pitch. However, he does a good job with mixing in the other pitches here. So that's why it is effective. But as far as this game goes, I have the Cubs winning 56.5% of the time. That translates to a line of -130. You can find this -110 to -115 currently. I personally think it should be closer to -130.
Listen to the last 90 seconds. So many of you out there have sent me notes and sent me tweets and said, I want more of that. How does Mikey become so smart? How does Mikey do all of that, become one of the best bettors in all of the world? Well, we have a brand new show starting today, right here on our YouTube channel. Could not be more excited about it. And it's a SportsLine model show. It's going to be hosted by Mackenzie Brooks. She is dynamic, a new young female that works here on the show. On Early Edge in 5, Ken's is amazing. And you're going to see how it all goes together, all the numbers, all of the analysis, 1 p.m. Eastern time. I can't wait for that. We're telling you. We've got you covered top to bottom, left to right. Nobody does it better today, 1 p.m. Eastern time. All right, Mikey B, I made you sit there long enough. And for some reason, I get the sense from the look on your face today that you're really, really locked in. Am I right?
Oh, yeah. I'm happy to go 2-0 last night. So let's see if we can do it again today.
Let's go.
All right. So we're going to do 2 player props. First, we'll go to the Mariners game. We'll do George Kirby over 5.5 strikeouts at -149 on Caesars. I love picking on the Twins for strikeout props. They struck out the most times in baseball by a wide margin. We hit the Luis Castillo over last night on the Early Edge in 5. Kirby actually faced the Twins in his last outing. He struck them out 10 times over 7 innings. I'm not worried that his strikeout rate is just under 22% for the season because the matchup, we're going to do the over 5.5 strikeouts. And then I'm going to stay with M Squared here, and I like the Cubs too. So we're going to do Cody Bellinger over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBI at -125. He is one of the hottest hitters in baseball right now. The last 21 games, these numbers are insane. He's batting .450 with a .762 slugging percentage. Now, in those 21 games, he had at least 2 combined hits, runs, and RBIs in 18 of them. Michael Kopech, as M Squared said, nothing special. He's got a 1.39 whip for the season. So I like Bellinger's hot streak to continue and to go over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBI.
Man, I absolutely love those 2 plays. I have a feeling 4-0 is going to be next year name after tonight for the last 2 days. Just a feeling.
Thanks, Coach.
Oh, well, looky. Look who decided to show up live, ladies and gentlemen, from Sin City, Las Vegas, Nevada. We call him Zack Attack, Zack Cimini. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning. Had a little bit of issues with the computer. I think my youngest got a hold of it, but I was able to get on here.
Oh,
yeah, he got a hold of it.
Hey, 2023, those are the things that we deal with, no doubt. But you came at a perfect time because I would love it, if you don't mind, to give out, I believe you have one play, and it is Corbin Burns Day, correct?
It's Corbin Burns Day. You know what? I want to back the Brewers. -145. It has dropped a little bit for the Milwaukee Brewers. Look at the Cincinnati Reds team. They're a team that's had a pattern. They've been a streaky team. So when they're winning, you can ride them. Just had their 5-game winning streak snapped yesterday by the Milwaukee Brewers, who had their way with the Cincinnati Reds bullpen. Didn't even need an out in the bottom of the 9th. Got on first base, then got the hit to get the winning run across the plate. But I want to touch on Andrew Abbott, the rookie of the Cincinnati Reds. It's going to be his fourth start this year of 10 starts against the Milwaukee Brewers. You just don't hear that. He had his debut against them, 6 innings strong, only gave up 1 hit, but his roughest outing came at Milwaukee. Just lasted over 4 1/3 and gave up 9 hits, 6 earned runs. So I just think that fourth matchup in 10 starts is going to be a problem for them. I'm going to ride Corbin Burns and the Milwaukee Brewers -145.
Zach, I'm going to be honest with you. I can't believe this number is where it's at. I really can't. Burns has been nearly unhittable the last, month? 6 weeks? Unhittable. Now, the chat noticed something, and I don't believe it to be true. Did you just smile, Matt? Did you just smile?
Yeah.
I can't believe that was true. Can't believe that was true.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. It's okay. Stay informed. Stay informed. Now, somebody over here, and I lost it because there's so many people in the chat. You guys are amazing. But they said, there we go. Always miserable and mostly honest. Matthew Snyder. You're creating all these different characters, but the one I love the most is when you look right into the camera and you know you're the sniper and you're ready to pick off 1, 2, 3 picks every single day, which is where we are now. The Maestro spot has arrived. Sniper, you are up.
Well, first things first, what's this, mostly honest? I'm always honest.
I'm just reading.
That's just going to make me even more miserable. All right,
let's go.
Let's get into this. We'll start out in LA, Dodger Stadium. Dodgers team total over 4.5. They've actually been swinging the bats really, really well for a while here. If you go back, their last 16 games are averaging 6.94 runs per game. Freddie has been absolutely lighting the world on fire. And you might say, hey, but Sniper, they only scored 3 runs in 11 innings last night. All the better for tonight, because that shows that they're locked and loaded. Plus, the biggest thing here is Chris Bassett is on the hill for the Blue Jays, and he has been brutal on the road this season. His splits it's 2.24 home ERA, 5.81 road ERA. The Blue Jays bullpen has been taxed several times in the last several days, so I like a lot of Dodgers offense in this one. If you want to grab some player props, have at it as well. I like a lot of Dodgers runs in this one. Also, we're going to go to Tampa Bay in the Battle of Florida. I'm sure just as many people will be watching that one as the Subway Series and the Crosstown Classic. They've lost 8 of 9. The Rays are a better team. I'm going to go with Tyler Glasnow to get a win. It's plus money there, as you can see on the screen. The Rays are the better team. They're at home. They had a day off Monday to kind of lick their wounds here after losing 3 of 4 to the Orioles. So I like this spot for the Rays. Glasnow has really been pitching well lately, a 2.45 ERA in his last 5. There's a 2.2 FIP in there too, so maybe pitching a little bit better than the ERA shows. 47 strikeouts and 5 walks in that stretch. Again, that goes to the FIP. More than anything, I just feel like the Rays are about ready to turn the corner here. They're done being beaten up. They were giving back some of those wins they got early in the season. I think they're going to get back on track here. And I did look at Glasnow K's, but it was 8.5. That's probably too big a number. Ooh. But if you like gambling a little bit more than most, take a look at that as well, because he's a decent bet to go over.
I got to tell you, hashtag educate and entertain. I could listen to these 4 all day long, but they all have their different ways of doing it, right? But it all comes to one simple answer, or not so simple. And I want to remind you today, our brand new show, to show you how we do it at SportsLine. Some of the best in the world, 1 p.m. Eastern time, right here on this YouTube channel. I'm assuming you can get on Apple or Spotify. Not sure on that yet, but just come right here at 1 p.m. Eastern time. Also, don't forget, Raven in the chat says, a raging bunch of pit bulls couldn't keep me from watching the early wedge today. Well, it's a little aggressive, but we'll see you at 3 p.m. Eastern time as we get you set for the 3M Open as well. And then remember, all of our crew on CBS Sports HQ all day starting at 1 p.m. Eastern time today with Chip and with Amazing Grace. So with all the housekeeping, grab your paper, grab your pencils. Here is the recap, courtesy of the Snake, always on the 1s and the 2s. M squared, Cubs money line -110. He loves it when the public is opposite him. He thrives on it. Zack Attack, 1 big play. It is Corbin Burns day, and we're below -150. Take it all day. I would encourage you to play it right now. Brewers on the money line -145. Then the sniper. Miserable Matt's got 2 plays today. Dodgers team total over 4.5 -125. Last night, they only scored 3. Tonight will be a bounce back all over it. And then with the Rays, Tyler Glasnow to record a win at +110. Then Mikey B. Can he go 2-0 2 days in a row? I believe he can. George Kirby over 5.5 Ks -149. A little juicy, but Mikey B, sometimes the juice
is worth the squeeze.
You're damn right it is, and today is one of those days. Then Cody Bellinger over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs -125. Turn on those notifications, ladies and gentlemen. We have so much content. When nobody else is doing a damn thing, you need to know. Boom. When a show starts, you will be notified. That's how we do it. So with all that being said, there's only one thing left to do, and I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire crew, Lobo, M Squared, Mikey B, Zack Attack, the Sniper. And never forget about the Snake on the 1s and the 2s, always making the show look fantastic. I am simply the coach trying to keep the train on said track. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's what we're all about right here at the Early Edge. Good luck.